good evening to all the aspirants. My name is Sumeet and as usual we'll start a session on current affairs. So current affairs, all the topics we will try to dissect it from the government exams perspective. Now before that, please accept wishes from Classic Education and myself regarding the Diwali. So I wish you all the students a very happy Diwali. Right? So let us get back to our classes. Let us start a session. So this session is purely dedicated for the third week of October. I hope you guys are aware that last week we have completed a session on Nobel Prize winners. However, the Economics Nobel was pending and that is why it has been covered in this topic. So let us now get back to our session and let us start our session on understanding the current affairs. So the first issue is about Dristhi mission Dristhi. Please understand this mission will be launched by an Indian private organization, right? There is no involvement of government in this mission. Please, you'll have to understand that, and that is why it is very much special, and that is the reason why you'll have to understand more about this mission. This mission is launched by an organization, a private organization called as Galaxy Space. Now this is a private organization and this has been started by an alumni of IIT Madras. This is a matter of huge pride for the country of India. Why? Because many private organizations are now entering into the domain of space research, outer space research, right? So I hope everything is clear about this particular introduction. Now let us go to the specifics about this particular mission. Please understand this mission Dristhi. What does it do? It focuses. It is the first Earth observatory satellite which employs multiple technologies like synthetic aperture radar as well as optical sensors It applies both these technologies, so that is why it is a multidisciplinary or multidimensional Earth observatory satellite, and this is the first time this kind of a satellite is being launched. Is that understood? So this mission, it is said that if everything goes well, it will be launched in the second half of 2026. Now let us look at some applications about this particular mission. So this particular mission, as I've already told you, it is an Earth observatory satellite. When I use the word Earth observatory, please understand this satellite, what it does is that it captures images of Earth with great precision. Now why is it important for satellites to capture images of Earth? Please understand this particular activity is helpful specifically in the cases of defense application. So it will kind of capture the border areas of India and also look into some activity which, if any wronggoing activity or any wrongdoing is performed in those border areas, then these images captured by mission Dristhi will be shared to the respective authorities, and the authorities can immediately launch an operation to recover or curb those wrong activities which are going on in the border areas. Say for example, infiltration of illegal persons into the borders of India. That is application number one, and it can also be used for flood detection. Say for example, if there are floods in any area, then the satellites can capture those images and it can help the government and many institutions in working out or giving out relief packages. Say for example, recently there was huge monsoon outburst specifically in the northern parts of India. also in the state of Karnataka, but there was a cloudburst. Cloudburst had occurred in states of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Now, please understand, the image capturing about those cloudbursts will definitely help in government giving out relief packages to those communities which have been disturbed by this particular event, right? I hope you're getting the point, right? These earth images, they form an essential link in helping the government to understand the extent of destruction that has happened in such areas and measure that and give out relief packages. Say for example, monetary compensation. In the form of monetary compensation, it can help. The government will understand what amount it should give out in order to help that areas recover and rehabilitate their destruction, right? I hope it is clear. So these are various applications in which this particular earth observatory satellite can do, right? And that earth satellite is called as mission Dristhi. I hope everything is clear about this topic. So now let us go to the next topic. The next topic is about Economics Nobel. So this year the Economics Nobel has already been announced and it has been awarded to 3 individuals. Before that, let us try and understand what this Economics Nobel is. Please understand, this Nobel Prize is given by Sveriges Riksbank. Please understand, this is the Central Bank of Sweden. Central Bank of Sweden, and it is also called as Sveriges Riksbank Award. This award, however, was not instituted during the original Nobels. Say for example, Nobels were earlier given to the profession of physiology or medicine, physics, chemistry, peace, right? So these are the major domains: chemistry, peace, and literature. So these are the domains to which this Nobel Prize is awarded. But however, in the 1969, the Central Bank of Sweden, which is called as Sveriges Riksbank, it came out with an award called as Economics Nobel, and this Nobel is given in the memory of the same scientist, the same entrepreneur, Mr. Alfred Nobel, right? So from then on, this award has been given out regularly during the Nobels itself, and it is considered as Economics Nobel, right? So let us go to the next important point. The next important point is about who are the individuals who have gained this year's Economics Nobel. There are 3 individuals. Please understand. The first one is Joel Mokyr and Philip Aghion. The third one is Peter Howitz. These 3 people, they have been given this year's Nobel Prize. But please understand, the prize money of up to 50% is given to Joel Mokyr, and the rest 50% is shared by these 2 economists. Please understand, why is that? Because it is said by the Economic Committee that the contribution of Joel Mokyr is much more. His research has much more weightage, and based on that weightage, 50% has been given to this Joel Mokyr individual. Please understand. Okay, for what specific work have they been awarded this year's Nobel Prize? Please understand. This year's Nobel Prize have been awarded the research which these people did is regarding innovation. Innovation as in not only in the field of science and technology, but also in the field of social sciences, economics, and all other domains. Please understand, to understand their work, first we will have to understand some important basics about human evolution and its history. Now, human beings, as you guys are aware, for a very long period of time from their existence, they were living a very sedentary life, or when I use the word sedentary, please understand, they were in the same mode of production. Say for example, they were highly dependent on agriculture, they were highly dependent on hunting, right? This was the majority history of humans, right? They were not They were not into many jobs which were very much diversified, right? So when did this change? This changed during the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution. Now, where did this Industrial Revolution occur? Please understand, this Industrial Revolution for the first time occurred in the country of Great Britain. And due to this, the rise of Industrial Revolution, Great Britain slowly went on to become the most powerful nation in the world. And that is the reason why it not only became the most powerful country in the world, but also it also captured many colonies and made many large and huge countries like India, Canada, Australia as their colonies. Please understand that, right? So this Industrial Revolution, what did it do so much that the British got too much empowered? What was the element of great genuinity in this Industrial Revolution? Please understand, this Industrial Revolution focused on innovation, and this innovation, especially in the field of science and technology, what did it do? It provided much more power to the British, right? The invention of steam engines, right? The invention of steam engines, what did it do? It powered the industries of Great Britain, and those industries, they power the economics, society as well as polity of Great Britain, and that is why it went on to rule almost half the world, more than half the world, right? So this was the research given out by Joel Mocker, right? And this research, this understanding was used by both these individuals, Peter Horitz and Philip Aghion, and they have proved that theory. They have proved that theory mathematically by using various formulas and all those things. That is purely technical. So they have proved the theory of Joel Mocker through mathematical models, and they have also come to the conclusion that innovation drives the human growth, right? So as you guys can see clearly, right, that before Industrial Revolution there was no concept of electricity, there were no concept of engines, right? So today you cannot imagine your life without them. So that is the reason why we will have to focus more on innovation, and that is recognized. This particular innovation has been recognized by the Nobel Committee, and they have awarded this year's Nobel to these three individuals. Please understand this also. They also talk about collectively creative destruction. What do you understand by this? Creative destruction is nothing but it is, many people use a historical context to understand that. Many people also use that in economics as well as social sciences. In economics, please understand creative destruction as in old jobs will have to destruct themselves and make themselves for newer jobs. Say for example, before the rise of Industrial Revolution, before the rise of steam engines, before the rise of diesel engines, people used to be highly dependent on horse carts for mobility, right? Horse carts, and many slaves were also used to transport specifically goods or animals from one place to another. But please understand, the moment steam engines, diesel engines, and slowly petrol engines, when they came to existence, all these modes of transport were automatically given up, and the new modes of transport, say for example bikes, trains, ships, aeroplanes, cars, wagons, everything, these all came into picture, and people started shifting to this mode of production and communication. Please understand, and that particular activity or a point in human evolution is called as creative destruction, and this idea can also be linked to the present times. Please understand, with the rise of artificial intelligence, it is predicted that many job losses will definitely happen in not only IT industry but also in various other sectors. But please understand, even this AI, artificial intelligence, which we are saying is a threat to humanity, this can also lead this can also lead to creation of some many other jobs, other jobs. Please understand, this is how the evolution of human society has been since time unknown, and this is what their research has pointed at. I hope everything is clear about this topic. Let us go to the next topic. Right, the next topic is about a celestial body called as Chiron. Chiron, please understand, when I use the word celestial body, please understand this is related to outer space. And there is this celestial body called as Chiron. This Chiron is a hybrid. It is also called as centaur. Technically it is called as centaur. Now what is a centaur? Please understand, a centaur, any object which can be called as centaur, it can only be called as centaur only when it is a hybrid. It is a hybrid between a meteor and asteroid. If it has features somewhere belonging to both the celestial bodies, then it will be considered as a centaur. Now this centaur type of body is called as Chiron, and it has been found in our own solar system. Now this particular object or celestial body, it is revolving around the sun. Now where is this located? Please understand, this Chiron, this centaur Chiron is located between Neptune, Uranus and Saturn. It sometimes changes its own path. It creates its own path, and presently it is believed that it is somewhere between Uranus and Saturn. Now it has been found that for the first time in the history of studying these objects, it has been found that a centaur type of celestial body is exhibiting rings around it. It is exhibiting rings around it. Say for example, if this is a centaur, then there are rings surrounding the centaur. Now earlier this particular phenomenon was observed only among planets, especially huge planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. All these are huge gaseous planets. Now it was earlier believed that these rings only appear on such huge celestial bodies, whereas it was believed that anything which is much more smaller than a planet could not have its own rings. But however, our discovery of this Chiron has disproved our belief. The belief that only huge planets have a ring around them. Now it has been found that this Chiron centaur has shown rings around it, right? So what are these rings? Please understand, these rings are nothing but they are made up of particles, say for example of ice, water, rocks, etc., right? So these rings are made up of all these particles. Please understand. And what is a centaur? Please understand, this centaur, it is made up of again rocks, ice, water, right? So this is what it is. This has recently been observed in our solar system, and its significance is high. Why? Because it has shown or exhibited the presence of rings around it, and this is for the first time we are observing that even centaur-like objects like Chiron, say for example, can show rings around it, right? I hope everything is clear about this topic. Let us go to the next topic. Right, the next topic is about PMJAY. Please understand, this is a scheme. You will have to understand that this is a health insurance scheme. Now the full form of this is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, right? Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Now why is this in news? Please understand, recently there was a National Health Authority conclave 2025. It was held in the city of Bhopal, and in that city Chhattisgarh, the state of Chhattisgarh has been awarded a prize to show a very efficient, a very efficient, a very efficient application of PMJAY. It has been shown the state of Chhattisgarh's efforts of implementing this particular scheme in an efficient way has been recognized by the National Health Authority, and it has been awarded prize for this efficiency. That you will have to understand from the government exams perspective. Now, please understand, let us talk something more about Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Please understand, this scheme was launched in the year 2018. It was launched in Ranchi, Jharkhand. Now, what does this scheme target? Please understand, this scheme is targeted to provide what? Secondary and tertiary healthcare services in India. It covers almost 17 crore families. 70, not people, but families. Please understand, there is a difference between family and people. 17 crores, as in it almost covers somewhere around 55 crores of people. 65 crores of people are covered under this scheme. Please understand. Let us talk about the specifics of this scheme. Under this scheme, rupees 5 lakh annual, 5 lakh annual health insurance will be provided to the entire family on floating basis. When I use the word floating basis, please understand, there is no cap. There is no cap on the members of the family. Say for example, in a family, in an ideal family, it is believed that there is husband, wife, and then there are one or two children. However, that is not the reality in India. In India, we often come across families having husband, wife, and more than two children, right? So this floating is nothing but, please understand, there is no bar on the number of people in family, and this entire scheme covers the entire family. It covers the entire family, right? The amount which is insured is 5 lakh rupees annually, and many treatments like it offers somewhere around thousands together, 1289. Many say that it is 2200 to 1600 surgical procedures are covered under this scheme. Surgical procedures, say for example, major like stent, transplant, organ transplant, etc. Many other. I hope you are getting the idea, right? So this scheme covers secondary as well as tertiary healthcare needs of majority of Indian people, right? This is about this scheme. Also, please understand, this is the world's largest government funded insurance healthcare scheme. It is the world's largest. It is a matter of huge pride that country like India, a government like India, which is a slowly developing economy, right? It is in the bracket of low performing economies. Despite that, India is still providing a healthcare package which is largest in the world. It is largest in the entire world, right? So these are the specifics about this particular scheme which you'll have to understand, right? I hope everything is clear about this topic. Let us go to the next topic. The next topic is about Commonwealth Games, the host for Commonwealth Games. Recently, there was news about India bidding for not only the Commonwealth Games but also for the hostage of Olympics. Right? Now, what is this Commonwealth Games? Please understand, this Commonwealth Games was started in the year 1930, and it was then called as British Games. Now, what is this? Now, this game was started in the year 1930. It was started in the year, and it was started to build unity among colonies of British Empire. Colonies, a friend of amity, a friend of bond between the British and its colonies. The name was replaced. This British Games was slowly replaced to Commonwealth Games. It was replaced with Commonwealth Games and from then on it has been running. It will be conducted after a gap of every 4 years. It's a quadrennial event. What I mean to say is that it is a quadrennial event. Say for example, it gets hosted after a gap of 4 years, right? Is that clear? Right. So this year's host has been of utmost importance, specifically to the country of India. Why? Why? Because please understand, India has won this year's bid, and it is planned at the city of Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is the host of 2030s host of CWG of 2030. Ahmedabad is the host of Commonwealth Games, which is going to be held in the year 2030. India has won a bid to host this year 2030's Commonwealth Games. Now, why is this of utmost importance? Please understand. If India successfully hosts Commonwealth Games, then India for sure it will be of great experience to host Olympics in the year 2036. Please understand, India has already started bidding for hosting Olympic Games in the year 2036. Now, this victory of India will definitely help India. No, the bidding boost will be gained by India's bid to the Olympics, right? I hope everything is clear about this particular topic, right? So this brings us to the end of the session. Thank you so much for being a part of Classic Education. Thank you.